Hello everybody, I am Jedi Jack Penguin and welcome back to another LEGO Disney review. So today I am really excited to be taking a look at number 43242, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs Cottage. This set includes 2,228 pieces retailing for $219.99 when it released on March 1st of 2024. Now I wasn't planning on getting this set on release, but I got the craziest surprise from my dad and brother, who both went to the LEGO store for me on March 1st to pick up the new sets because I was at work. Looking at the set through the box art alone, it's just stunning what they were able to do with this thing. I should also say, as far as Disney minifigure sets for 2024, this may be one of the only ones. We still have some time for more information to show up, but at the moment I think that this may be the sole Disney minifigure set of 2024. No doubt this is selling really well. I went to the LEGO store the other day and they didn't even have this, and it sold out the day that this released as well. Taking a closer look at the box art, with this being an 18+ set, you get your plain black background, faint blue light in the background, which I do really like this faint blue light, sort of like a Disney-ish vibe to that. You get your customized logo, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. We don't get the words cottage up there, but they call it cottage on the website. Regular information from the bottom with your greebling. Batteries are included in this as there is a light brick. Flipping over to the back side, we get a pretty good look at the interior for this set. We get your measurements, an actual picture from the original animation, as well as just your characters interacting with one another. So without further ado, it's time to cut the tapes and see what's inside this box. Opening up the box, we get a total of 14 numbered bags, in addition to 2 loose plate pieces to build the set. We also get your stickers and instruction manual featured in this very nice folder. Not a bad sticker sheet, as I believe we'll be seeing quite a few prints in this set. These will all go within the interior. You can see the ends of the Seven Dwarfs beds, which I think is really cool that those are included as a reference. Instructions, like other 18+ sets, we get the build with a white background, which I honestly don't mind. From the back, we get a little picture of the well with Snow White and the prince, which I think is really adorable. Win information for 18+. We get your piece count for quite a few pages in this set. Then all the details about the light brick and how to change the battery if it runs out. Then the more exciting stuff can be found from the front, not the fact that we're supposed to be seeing paper bags. Europe already has them, North America is a little behind. But the details about the Snow White film itself, featuring stills from the movie, as well as some information from the set designer, which I think is really cool that they include that in these types of sets. Again, I just really appreciate LEGO including this information. If you're interested in reading it yourself, you can click and pause. Seeing those old mascot costumes, oh gosh, they're so scary. To begin our minifigure selection, we have the fairest of them all, Snow White, returning from last year's Disney Castle set. This figure is absolutely amazing. The skirt printing, the arm printing on this figure, those dual molded arms with the prints, just fantastic. We get the back printing for this figure, and even a small cloth piece for her neck cape. Another really great thing about this figure is her double-sided facial expression, also returning from that Disney Castle, where we have a nice happy smile from the front side. And you can spin that right around to see a peaceful, sleeping face, which works very well with that glass coffin build that we got. I also have to talk about the hairpiece, which is returning from the mini doll version, where you get a hole for an accessory on the top, and it's also a soft plastic. Alongside Snow White, we also get the prince, returning from the Disney Castle set last year, featuring that dark red cape, which I really love getting in this minifigure. We get dual molded legs with the printing from the front for the belt and the rest of the outfit ensemble. We get the printing from the back of the torso as well, which is covered up by that cape piece. Really great attention to detail. And as for the facial expression, we have a common reuse facial expression, the Oliver Wood facial expression, which is even using the same hairpiece for Oliver Wood, which is really funny, with a nice smile from the front. And then more of a scared look from the backside. It's really interesting to see so much emotion on this character, considering how he looks in the film. Not returning from the Disney castle, but the Disney Villains icon set from last year, we have the evil queen disguised as an old hag. We did get her undisguised version in the CMF series last year, though I definitely think this was the right way to go, as this is how we see the evil queen in this scene, so it just works so perfectly. We get prints from the front of the skirt, as well as the torso right there with the hair. We get a double-sided facial expression, one with an evil cackle from the front side, and then more of a scowl, angry look from the back side. Also, I have to say, printing a lighter color on a darker surface doesn't look too bad in this situation. You get that newer Jedi hood in black, which I really like getting. Quick look at the back printing, very faint lines. And of course, this character is not complete without a basket featuring a red poison apple. Really great. Now on to the Seven Dwarfs. We're going to start off with Doc, featuring a brand new facial expression, brand new torso piece, as well as new molds for both the beard as well as that hat. They really did go out with the Seven Dwarfs in this set, featuring 2 brand new molds for beards as well as 2 brand new molds for their hats. It's just, and the prints on these figures, all pretty much being exclusive. Some of them do copy upon one another. Like, you'll also see this torso print used on Grumpy, which we're going to look at next. Though unlike Grumpy, we get dual molded arms here, which I think is a great touch just to make him even more unique. I also have to say, when it does come to these hat pieces, they do cover up pretty much the entirety of the back side of the head, which works very well for LEGO to not only include one facial expression, but 2, so you can take off that hat and spin it right around. You get another facial expression from the other side, a nice big happy smile for Doc. I just think that this figure turned out really amazing, just like all the others included in this set. Even the repeats, just a very, very solid minifigure selection, and I really do have to appreciate all the attention to detail on these figures. Next up is Grumpy, which includes the same exact torso print that we also have for Doc. It's just that we don't have those dual molded arms. As you can see, we get both a short and a long beard, and we get a hat with the tip facing forward and the tip facing back. I should also note when it comes to these hats is that each of them have unique colors, which is just crazy to see brand new molds with different colors in one set. I really can't wait to see where LEGO uses this hat piece in the future. I definitely expect to see it maybe in some more castle related things. Now, before we get sidetracked anymore, we do get a brand new facial expression specific to Grumpy, where we get a, well, grumpy look from the front side and another grumpy look from the back side. Makes perfect sense. After Grumpy, we have Happy with a nice big happy smile from the front, brand new torso print front and back. Like the next 3 figures, we get a pickaxe for the accessory, for the mine, and we also get a double-sided facial expression. Just like Grumpy, we have very happy facial expressions for Happy. Sleepy also features a brand new torso print and brand new double-sided facial expression. We also get the hat recolored in the sand green. Spinning right back to the front side, we'll take a quick look at that double-sided facial expression. One with a little sleepy smile, and then one which I really love getting in this set, we have a big yawn from the other side. I also have to point out just having the hat facing in that direction compared to the other direction just works so well as a nightcap hat for this sleepy character. Bashful features a brand new torso print and double-sided facial expression. You can tell this is Bashful with the big red rosy cheeks, double-sided facial expression, smile from the front, and then another big open mouth smile from the back side. Another thing I want to talk about in this video when it comes to the dwarves is something that a lot of people have talked about when it comes to these figures, and that is nose or no nose. As you can see, the nose is definitely a defining feature on the Seven Dwarf characters. It is really weird to see them without noses in this situation. I tried putting noses on these characters, and I don't think it looks as good as they look in this general situation without the noses. I know that there are certain characters that don't have noses that should have noses, and characters that have noses that I don't think they really need noses. It's just a weird topic. Honestly, I do not mind these characters not including noses. I think that they look fine the way that they are, though I'm not saying you're wrong if you wish that these characters did have noses, as I think either way that they'd be fine. Preparing to sneeze, we have Sneezy, which I love this facial expression as well, just the motion, and you can just see it in his face that he is about to sneeze, and I just love that. We get a brand new torso print. We get this in the dark tan compared to the regular tan. These torsos are very, very similar as far as the printing styles. It's just different colors. That's another thing that I wanted to note. The continuity as far as color schemes go and just the designs of these characters all being unique, I just really, really love. And we get a double-sided facial expression again, which is really amazing, where you see the afterthought of that first motion, and I really love both of these facial expressions. LEGO really did knock it out of the park. And then finally, to finish us off, we have Dopey with a shovel for his accessory, which also works very well with a particular scene represented over on the side of the cabin. Like the other characters, brand new facial expression, brand new torso print, and we also get a unique ear hat mold for his character, which I think works very well just to make him different to the other characters, and also the ears are a defining feature on Dopey, which again brings up my thought as to why didn't they include the noses on these characters as yet another defining feature of these dwarves, but again, it brings it closer to LEGO's own style, which is really at the end of the day what the designers probably wanted. Talking about that facial expression, I really love that we get the little kiss mark from Snow White on his head, which is really, really hilarious. Spinning to the back side, we get a nice big happy smile from the other side. Perfect figure. Very happy with all of the minifigures in this set, even the repeats. They just did a wonderful job with the character selection in this set. After completing this set, wow, it's really, really amazing. And also having watched the film while building the last few bags of this set and just seeing all of the tiny details that they were able to cram into this thing, it truly is just amazing. They really captured the design for the Seven Dwarfs Cottage, and even just including references to both the opening and closing of the film. Now, it would be wrong of me not to discuss the fact that there was a LEGO Ideas project that was being considered of the Seven Dwarfs Cottage that got rejected. It was being considered, but it got rejected in the end, which is really unfortunate. I think that might have been before LEGO signed a deal where they could realistically cover pretty much anything Disney related, though I'm not really sure about that. Though still, I do have to mention the fact that it was really, really close to actually happening from LEGO Ideas, but in the end, I guess LEGO decided to just do it themselves, which honestly I don't mind, as I definitely think that they could have done a lot more with doing it through Disney the theme instead of through LEGO Ideas, and save just anything else for LEGO Ideas. Though I also have to bring up that this set is really just unfair to that fan designer. I really do hope that LEGO ended up sending them a free copy of this thing. I feel like that would have been a fair outcome at the end of this. But all of that aside, I truly am happy to have this set in my collection. They just did such a wonderful job, and we're gonna get into why right now. The film opens with Snow White singing her first song by this well, which the attention to detail is just extraordinary, including little bucket off to the side, the white doves. I also have to appreciate the greenery all around, having the vines and the leafy pieces and those bright purple flowers just really make this build pop. Something that may be a little hard to see, though something that I have to mention anytime that LEGO includes water in a build, is that they are using the same watercolor that they typically use across other themes. The inclusion of this, just like the other side build, just proves that LEGO wanted you to recreate the entirety of this film through this set, and it's just really great that we can recreate the spot where Snow White meets her prince. Alongside the beginning of the film, we also have the very end with Snow White's coffin, which does happen to include a brand new print on that 1x4 tile piece. I'll remove these just so you can get a better look at that. Just says Snow White with some other little details in gold, probably something the dwarves cooked up. You don't only get that print from that side, but you'll also see it from the other side, which again goes to show their attention to detail in this set as far as just how hidden these prints are within the leaves. We also get some more trees from the back and some rocks. We get some purple leaves, and I also have to just generally talk about this leafy piece, which is brand new as of last year, I'm pretty sure. It's really great to get it in this set. Another brand new leaf piece as of last year from Lord of the Rings, and just the way that they were able to create these trees using these flower stem pieces, very similar to as we're going to be seeing within the LEGO Harry Potter theme for this year, and also just using the candle piece, as well as these other pieces which were introduced through LEGO City. Now, probably the big question on your mind is, can you put Snow White inside here? Simply, from this side, just pull, and you can wiggle off the top piece of the glass, which is connected to this back section. Inside the coffin, you do get this little hump, which works well with her dress piece in order to lie her flat down. I also recommend having her hands off to the side, and we can also bring the prince into the situation and just recreate the scene where he performs True Love's Kiss. The cottage itself is truly a beautiful build. Just the exterior of this and just the nature they were able to include from the outside is just really beautiful. Even including some animals down there. We have two different colors for squirrels, both the gray and the orange-brown. We get a bunny. We get a blue bird right up there with a little birdhouse. We not only get one, but two birdhouses in this set. We also see more of those tree builds off to the side, using those same techniques that we also saw over by Snow White's coffin. And I also really appreciate all the studded room to place your characters, in addition to just tiling off a lot. So many teeny tiny little details. Right off the bat, two brand new prints exclusive to this set at the moment include these 2x3 tile pieces for the shutters, as well as these 1x1 decorative owl designs, which you'll see spread across the entire build. It's really interesting to see that they were able to include those as little references. Again, it just shows the attention to detail from the designer for this particular build. We also have some cut up wood for the fireplace. And I also have to talk about the door design, using two of this very interesting clip element for the hinges on the door. Back to this side of the build, we have a little reference for our dwarf friends, where we have this place where you can have Doc sort through the diamonds, sift through them, and check if they're good or not. Then you can have Dopey with his shovel throw all the bad ones into the lake. From the opposite side, you can see that we have another tree, which leads down to this light brick, which I'll show the function of once we look at the interior. And then finally, that does bring us to the roof design, which is very, very repetitive. LEGO does show in the instructions a certain way that they want you to sort the parts to make it a little bit easier to build, because there are a lot of different slope pieces that go in different directions. Now, I definitely think, as far as 18+ sets go, the roof design and building techniques there is what makes this an 18+ set and not just a regular playset. The way they were able to capture certain angles and just be able to make it look the way that it does. Some other little details that I really love about the roof are the inclusion of the little leafy pieces in the olive green all around, just to represent the leaves falling off the trees. I also have to say that the roof design isn't completely the same build all around. You do happen to get small little differences, like we have this little window off to the side which peeks into the Seven Dwarfs bedroom, which you can also lift off completely in order to get an even better view of that interior, which is where we're going to start our interior view. In addition to a little attic spot where you get a spider, a loose sock, and also a mug for some reason all the way up there, we have the Seven Dwarfs bedroom, which I really love that LEGO is able to include each of their beds up in this top spot. I should also say that each of them will fit on their bed, So you can see that you can plop them right into place. And in the case of Snow White sleeping in here, she does fit across 3 of the beds, just like in the film. I should also say another really great detail that LEGO was able to capture when it comes to these is the fact that each of the ends of the beds feature the name of the character, which is really great that they were able to capture those little details that you see in the film, and even just down to having them all be unique little designs. Having removed Doc's bed from the middle, you can take a look at Happy, Sneezy, and Dopey's beds. And then from the other side, you can see Grumpy, Bashful, and Sleepy's beds, and you can see Sleepy's beds has a really nice pillow there. And all the pillow and the blanket designs are all mostly different between all of the characters, only a few similarities. And I should also note while I'm at it, that this particular tile piece being used for the front and back ends of the beds is brand new for this particular set, and I'm really surprised that this particular mold didn't make it into LEGO Animal Crossing, which the wave released in the same exact wave that this set came out in, though they captured the essence of this piece just using more than one. Maybe in the summertime we'll see this piece return in those sets, we'll have to wait and see. Some other little details you may notice in their bedroom, we have the curtains, which I really love. We have a little candle, and we get a bucket, which is really funny that they were able to include that as a reference. Yeah, they did that. And we also have another little lantern off from the front. Placing that section of the roof back onto the build, it easily just rests atop those pieces there. Finishing up with the top floor, we have another chest, which will feature some more diamonds gotten from the mine. We also get a little barrel with more diamonds. This little box over here, which you can lift to the top, has another little gem inside. And I believe over here, this is another box, which includes that same exact gem that was inside that box. In order to get a better view of the interior and just add some more light, I am going to open up this set, which you can easily do by removing the clip, which you can also see from the front side how you can swing this front part back and forth, and the clip piece connection down here in order to connect those two pieces together. Makes it look really nice from the front, and makes it so then you have a much bigger interior for your characters to play around with. I should also say, as far as having the interior looking like this, it's a lot more accurate to how it's displayed within the film, and especially where the bed layout should be. There's no stairs that go up there, which is a little unfortunate, but they did what they could do, and I'm really just happy in general that they were able to include that as a location reference. On the first floor, from the back side, you can see that we have a little clock, which does feature a print that we have seen in other sets before. I do really love the little clock build, especially using that little tassel from LEGO Ninjago. You can see a little barrel from the back. We have the broom design, which was introduced through LEGO Harry Potter, little sock hanging by the fireplace, and some other little kitchen accessories. And here's where I can talk about the fireplace as far as the inclusion of a light brick in the set. So now when you press on this button, it will start the light brick. And you can see that we also have a little pot down there for Snow White's cooking the Seven Dwarfs a little meal, which I really do love that they include that as another little reference. And then of course, what's a meal without a place to have it? We have the dinner table, which also has the little chairs spread around, one for each of the dwarves, one bowl, get a drink for each of them. And of course, the centerpiece being some nicely baked bread, which I love getting that piece in this set. And then that brings us to the kitchen, which is a little hard to get a good view of from this angle, so we're going to turn ourselves around a little. Still can't really get a good view of that kitchen, so we're going to just talk about what else is over here. We have a little rug, which I love that that rug is included just like you see it in the film. And we also happen to get that piano, which even has some really great sticker details on it. Attention to detail on that I think is really well done, especially as far as how detailed that looks in the film. They did a really great job just trying to represent it in general. You get those printed tiles for the top of the piano. You also get the accordion seat, which I think is a really cool reference as well. Great that they were able to include that. Again, it's really hard to get a good view of this kitchen as it's so dark with the top floor. Though what's going on over here is that we have the sink, which I really love how they were able to get the curve to the basin over there. And we also get another brand new print for this set, a 2x2 circular tile to represent the gooseberry pie Snow White made for Grumpy, which even has his name on it. I should also say underneath the table we have a little piece of cheese, though unfortunately no rat in this set. And from the back you'll also find a keg, as well as some extra shelf space for some extra kitchen accessories. So overall, for $220, is this set worth it? Well, I definitely think the minifigure selection is really well-rounded. You get all of the characters that you would really want from Snow White. You get Snow White, the prince, get the evil queen in her disguise, which is really the only way that we see her in this general situation, and you get all 7 dwarves, each with brand new facial expressions, unique torso prints, brand new beard and hat molds. It's just, they really went all out with this figure selection. I also really love the build for this set. I just think it's a wonderful display piece, and even as far as a play set goes, going into the interior of this model, seeing all those little details and references. I also love the 2 side builds of the well, which is the opening scene of this film, and even getting Snow White's coffin, which was definitely a surprise in my opinion. The closing of the film is just really interesting to see that that made it into this set. I really do think if you're a huge Disney fan and you really like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, this set is a love letter to that film. I definitely recommend it if you're a fan. You will not be disappointed. So yeah, that's all that I have to say for this video. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below, what your thoughts are on this set. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell icon so every time I upload a new video. So yeah, that's it for now, and I will see you next time. Bye!